This is Coffee with Friends, and I am raw to the bone. Happy Thursday, y'all. Come on in, come on in. Have a seat. You know me, I'm going to go and play the positive vibes that start us out in the morning. I've already been in my groove listening to music, but I got to say this.
Step one, wake up early, gon' rise with the sun. Step two, get some good, some food in you. Step three, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step four, everybody just do your thing. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo. I think there's a reason, though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, yo. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison they ride. Head full of flaws, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, really gonna rise to the sun. Some food in you. Girl, how's that what you wanna be? Everybody just do it.
Hey, good morning, good morning. Happy Thursday, y'all. These weeks are flying by so fast. And I look out the window and I see the sun shining. It looks like spring. It do, y'all. Right? But it was cold as fuck. I tried to roll my window down this morning and it wouldn't roll down. I was like, wait, what? It's that cold outside, but when you look out the window, it looks like it's supposed to be nice. And if you stay real quiet and you're sitting in your house and you're just sipping on your coffee and your eyes are closed in the morning, you can hear the birds chirping. And it sounds like spring. And I'm like, damn, spring is right here. But when you go outside, it's freezing. The fuck is going on? I'm gonna need Mother Nature to she might be on menopause because I understand it. Okay. But good morning, happy Thursday. Good morning, Mother. You popped up on IG. Good morning, Mother. Come on in. So, guys, I wanted to talk about snowfall. I fell asleep on Good morning, Georgie. I have to go back and watch episode 7, right? I fell asleep on it last night because I was just so tired, right? But I'm going to go back and watch it. But I'm going to tell you no lie. When you're watching a series and you don't want it to end, so you try to drag it out. That's how I feel about Snowfall. But let me tell you about this show that me and my mother are watching. Okay, it's hilarious because my mother, I normally beat my mother in the shows that we watch. Hey, Brandilla. Good morning, Pat. Good morning, Von Ray. Right? We're watching In the Dark, right? It's that series about the blind woman, right? And she has the dog. And so I started watching it with her, right? And it gets on my nerves at times. But that shit, I thought, you know how you're watching something, you're like, okay, I'm almost finished this. I just want to get it over with. So I finished season 1. We finished season 1. And we go into season 2. Hey, Chef you. And I'm like, okay, good morning, Angel. I'm like, okay, season 2. We get past season 2. We get into season 3. I'm thinking, okay, this got to be the last fucking season. All right. This fucking show has a whole season 4. My mother is finished. I think, Mother, you're finished at this point. You're finished season 4 because the last time I looked, you were on season 4, episode 12 or 13. I can't get rid of this show, y'all, In the Dark. It's good. But anybody else on here watching that shit? In the Dark. It's good. But this blind girl make my whole ass itch. I'll be like, oh my God, she be doing so much and can't fucking see. Some shit is just unrealistic. So if you're not watching that, take a peek at it and let me know what y'all think. I'm just saying. On to gossip in the news. Y'all know Eva, right? She was on America's Next Top Model. Y'all know who she is. And she was on Housewives of Atlanta. Mother, you know, because you know that's your show. So her and her husband, the mayor, are getting a divorce. Mr. Sterling. Todd Sterling, I think his name is. I know his last name is Sterling. Right? Oh, you're on season 4, episode 13. Okay, you don't want it to end because you've been on season 4, episode 13. The hell? Her and Mr. Sterling are getting a divorce, right? And so I just had an interesting question. Like when she was on the Atlanta Housewives, she had they both agreed that he would adopt her daughter, right? That is not biologically his, but he was adopting her to have his last name, right? And so this is what I say, right? You changed the child's last name. Oh, it ended. Okay. You changed the child's last name, right? From the baby daddy that you're no longer with because the relationship didn't work out, right? And you change your child's name to your new man's name / husband. Hey, he hustle, right? And now he adopted your daughter and now she carries his last name. Now you're divorcing him. What the fuck is going on? Right? I mean, I never understood, and people could throw rocks at me, right? Because this is where I say your reality is not my reality and your perspective is not my perspective, right? And so we're different and we're not all going to agree with the same thing. But one thing that makes my ass itch, right, is when baby mothers change the child's last name from the baby father, right? Because you chose that man, right? You chose that man, right? You chose to have a child by that man. And in this particular case, Eva now has changed her child's name from the baby daddy to her husband, who she's now divorcing, right? So what's going to happen? When she gets married again, she's going to ask the next man to adopt her daughter and change the last name of the child again. Why do women change the child's last name from the biological dad? Now I know that there's certain circumstances where it happens. Maybe that you don't know who the father is. Okay, that's fine. Maybe the dad has never been in the child's life, period, and the child don't know him. Okay, maybe that's a reason. But what are some other valid reasons for changing the last name of your child from the baby daddy's last name? It affects a whole family when you do that. It doesn't only affect the baby daddy, y'all, right? It affects the whole family. Right? I don't understand it. So I just say, be careful who y'all pick to be your baby daddies, right? And be careful at the decisions and the choices you make, right? Because I know someone who's an adult, right? That's a good reason, Hillbilly. Abuse of mom or child is a good reason. Okay, yeah, that's a good reason. That's why I said there's certain reasons, but just to be angry at the baby daddy because you think that he is not a good person, you change the child's last name, that affects a whole family. I'm just saying. I mean, my baby daddy was a crackhead, right? And I was mad at him plenty. Okay. And like I said, my perspective is not your perspective, right? I didn't bother go to child support court because I didn't feel like collecting $25 a month. I knew what I was working with. And I was like, it ain't worth my time or my energy, right? That didn't stop me from letting him see his son because money and visitation, they don't work hand in hand for me, right? My son don't know the value of money when he's a child, right? But he does understand the value of seeing his parent. And him growing up and developing his own relationship with his parent and how he sees his parent is on him, with me guiding him. But I would have never tainted his vision of his dad, right? By not allowing him to see him, right? Brandilla said, I know back in the day, if the parents weren't married, the baby took the mother's last name. Maybe it was done that way because of situations like this. Maybe. But I'm talking in those cases where they changed the child's last name to the next man's last name, right? And then they wind up breaking up with that man. And then what happens, right? You disconnected the child from a whole family last name, not disconnected from the family, but it does affect the family dynamic, right? Now, yes, Brandy, now I know people who, now my brother, my father has 4 children. He has 3 boys and 1 girl, right? My mom has 2 children, 1 girl and 1 son, right? Which means I have 4 brothers, okay? My brother from my mother, his last name is the same, is my maiden last name. White is the last name I carry right now is my husband's last name. I kept it even when I got divorced, yes, right? And so, but my brother, he has my maiden last name, which is my father's last name. Why? Because my mother's name, if y'all see her on YouTube, her last name is Johnston, right? Johnston is her married name. That is not her maiden name. That's her married name. That's my father's last name. That is her name legally. So when my father, when my brother was born, she chose to give him her last name, exactly what you described, Brandilla, her last name. And so my father used to joke all the time. He's like, oh my goodness, I have another son out there that's not really my son, but he carried my last name. And I'm like, yep, because that's my mother's legal last name. It's weird, but it's interesting. All right, but let's read the positive thought of today because we are still on the topic of bottling up your feelings. Yesterday, we talked about bottling up your feelings. A couple of people on here talked about how they still bottle up their feelings, right? And how it affects them physically at times, right? And we ended the discussion with how do we do the work to move past bottling up our feelings? How do we get from underneath the habit of bottling up our feelings? That's what we want to talk about today. But before we get into that, let me read today's positive thought. March 30th. I open my heart and mind to be aware. As long as I am holding on to what I have, what I desire cannot get in. So what are we talking about? Right? Bottling up your feelings, holding on to shit. Right? And what does this say? As long as I'm holding on to what I have, what I desire cannot get in. If someone has offended you, insulted you, disappointed you, or upset your apple cart, let it go. If someone has pushed your buttons, pulled your chain, or gotten on your last nerve, let it go. If you are remembering all the things you have been hurt or forgotten, betrayed or misunderstood, let it go. If you are thinking about all that you have lost, had stolen, or given away, let it go. Ask yourself, what good does it do for me to hold on to this? Bag lady, you gonna miss your bus. Dragging all them bags. Hey, Glamour. If you are feeling lost or left, mistrusted or misguided, misunderstood, or as if you have missed out, just let it go. If someone has lied to you or about you, if they act as if they have forgotten you or what they promised they would do, let it go. If you have been falsely accused or unjustly abused, let it go. Hey, protagonist. If someone has set you up or let you down, let go. Ask yourself, what harm am I causing by holding on to this? Make a choice to let go of things or people that cause you grief or pain. You must choose to be pain-free and free of grief. You must choose to be more loving than the people involved in your experiences. You must choose to be open to receiving something better. You must choose to be self-sustained, self-contained, self-directed, and self-affirming. When you choose to let go, you are making room for a new vision for yourself and of yourself that is more powerful than anything anyone can do or say to you or about you. You are choosing to be upheld by and upright in all the things you know are true about you. Until today, you may have been holding on to what has caused you pain. Just for today, make a new choice. Choose to move beyond the things and people who have not honored the truth of who you are. Once you make the choice, the universe will give you something better. Today, I am devoted to making new choices that will work in my best interests. This is a whole word today, right? If you hold on to stuff, you block new stuff, right? And it says choose to let go of the things that are bothering you, people that have disappointed you, people that have misguided you, things that you have experienced. Choose to be more loving than the experiences that you've had in your life. That's deep. How do you let go? It's easy to say, choose to let go, right? And I know this for me is a problem, right? Like I can move past stuff, like, well, not even move past stuff, but I kind of just deal with situations, right? But I hold on to the event and I try to figure it out. And I'm like, why did this happen? I can't understand why this happened. And I get wrapped up in, how could this have happened? Right? So I wind up holding on to it, right? But this says, let it go. Let go of things that have disappointed you, things that have misguided you, people that have done you wrong. Just let it go. Choose to let it go. How do you let it go? How? Anybody on here, can they tell an experience where they've had to let some shit go and what they worked through to let it go, right? Because this is all related to bottling up your feelings, like holding shit in and holding on to stuff, right? How do you do the work of releasing stuff? Good morning, Uhu. How do you do the work? Hillbilly say, if you bottle up feelings to save a friendship, that friendship is already on its last legs. What are you losing? Hillbilly. And you know what's interesting about that, Hillbilly? Wow. You know what's interesting about that, Hillbilly? That could go two ways, right? I agree with you. The relationship is already on its last legs. That's one way. Or maybe that person dealing with their own trauma or their own trust issues, right, may think that expressing their feelings will ruin the relationship. But what if it doesn't? Sometimes we're our own enemy. Sometimes we say, I'm going to say, sometimes I say, because I'm not going to say speak for y'all, right? But sometimes I say to myself, if I say this, the person ain't going to understand it. It's going to cause an argument, right? But what if it doesn't? That's me in my head, right? But what if it doesn't? So sometimes I feel like, yes, right? The friendship, obviously, you don't have a trust in your friend to express your feelings, but also you could be in your own head thinking that what you might say is going to ruin the relationship, but it might not. How do you work through the issues of bottling up your feelings? Good morning, Shirley. This is an interesting one for me because I still bottle up my feelings. Like, I'm learning. I don't know if I'm doing the shit right. I'm learning to express myself, right? I'm learning to take a break, a moment, and think about how I'm going to express myself in a certain situation. Whereas the old me, right, would just be like, the fuck, I would just react, right? But in my reaction, I have learned that I have offended a few people based on my delivery. Okay. And so one of the things now that I do is I try to take a pause and I think about how I'm going to react to something and then I say it, right? And so lately I've been expressing how I feel, right? And I didn't for a very long time. And I expressed to y'all yesterday, relationships, I experienced something in the last 3 years where relationship got damaged, right? Because they were expressing their feelings all over the place. Yeah, they were loud with their feelings, how they felt, when they felt them, with, let me know how they felt about me, all kind of stuff, right? And I was bottling up my feelings the whole time, thinking I'm keeping the peace, but I created a storm within myself. A storm that quietly erupted at the end where I just said, I'm done. Right? That's when I through that grieving process is when I decided no more. I will no longer, good morning, Ghost, hold my feelings or bottle up my feelings. Or I'm going to try, because I'm not going to say no more, because I'm still a work in progress. But I'm going to try not to bottle up my feelings because I have seen what it has done. Right? I don't know what work needs to go into doing that, but Hillbilly said, speaking up can save a friendship. Risk versus reward. How y'all feel about that? Speaking up can save a friendship or relationship. Risk versus reward. How do y'all feel about that? Risk versus reward. Pat said, we are the sum total of our experiences. Therefore, it is difficult to determine if we let go or not. Be careful letting go than repeating the bad situations. How do we let go and avoid repeating the bad situations? How? That's where the work comes in. What does that work look like? Because, Pat, that's interesting you say. Because one of the things, in healing and doing a self-assessment is I realized that I was repeating a lot of the same mistakes over and over and over again. And it was showing up in the people that I was choosing to spend my life with. It was showing up in my relationships, right? And I realized that within these last 3 years in dealing with my own self, right? And so now the way I navigate through a relationship is different than I ever navigated through a relationship before. It's different. And so sometimes within myself, I struggle with it because the old me wants to come out and be like, what? But the new me is like, no, this is a work in progress, right? And I don't want to repeat the bad situations, as Pat said. How do we do the work? Do you ever sit in something or sit in a situation that bothers you, that weighs down on you, and you ask yourself over and over again, why did this particular situation happen to you? Right? How do you get past that moment? How do you get past those thoughts? I've had those moments when friends have said to me, you still asking yourself these questions? Can't you just let it go? And inside I'd be like, damn, I wish I could, but I can't. Like, why am I holding on to it? Why? How do I let it go? Because I'm still struggling with some shit. The fuck? Hillbilly said, am I better, the same, or worse for knowing you? If I'm better, enjoy. If I'm the same, carry on. If I'm worse, goodbye. Wait a minute. The fuck? Let me show that on the screen, because what? Am I better, the same, or worse for knowing you? Wow. That's some deep ass shit right there, Hillbilly. Because that right there, damn it, wow. If I'm better, enjoy. If I'm the same, carry on. If I'm worse, goodbye. And that's where I've always been that way in my life, right? And people used to call me sneakers, because I'd be like, bye the fuck bye. I'm the fuck out. If I feel like my life is worse with you in it, I'm out. Okay, because I've been through some shit in my life and I'm not trying to choose to be in worse. Okay, so I'm with that shit. I will leave. I am out. Don't come into my life and make my life worse, because I'm ghosting you. Now, if I'm the same, I have a place for that, right? But if I'm better, I love friends and people in my life that make me better, right? That to me is a core. That's a core circle. You want your core to make you better. I love that, Hillbilly. Ghost said he interrupts this program by bringing you an important announcement. I'm getting married tomorrow. I know that shit is right. I know that. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. Pat says sometimes we need to let go completely by letting go of the person completely and remove them from your life. Oh, great point, Pat. So not just let go of a situation, but if there's a person attached to that situation, you're saying in order to let go of the thing completely, you let the situation go and the person go. Good morning, Valerie. You got to let both go. That's hard too, because there's a grieving period for that. But I agree, Pat. Right? And I don't know if it's the air, if something is spreading like a virus, but lately I've been seeing a lot of people post shit like, well, if you were meant to be my friend, you've been my friend. I'm not holding my feelings no more. Fuck that. Real ones in my life. Ride or die. I'm like, wait, what? What's going on now? People just cutting people off and ghosting people and shit. And I don't know if it's a product of a population of people doing some healing work and realizing that they're in some toxic situations, whether it's friendship or relationships, and they're just waking up going, I'm not putting up with this shit no more. Or if some kind of fucking virus is spreading. Okay. Well, Shirley, that's what I say. Shirley said, hey, Shonda Tay. Shirley said, if they make you better, then that's your tribe. And that's what I say. Good morning, Theo. Bottling up your feelings. Holding on to stuff. Bag lady. How do we let go? Even when we decide to let go of a person or a situation, what work needs to be done to do that? But I like those questions, Hillbilly. Am I better with you? Am I the same? Or am I worse? Those are great questions. For all those out there that are in relationships and y'all trying to figure the fuck out whether you should be in that relationship or not, these are simple questions. Is your partner making you better, same, or worse? And if it's worse, then you got your answer. And if you choose to stay, then you need to do some healing, some self-healing, and figure out why you're choosing worse. True, Pat. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. It's a part of life. Nothing is wrong with grief. Feel it through, and before you know, it will be gone. That's from Pat. And you know what? You're right, Pat. You're absolutely right. I've grieved. Let me tell y'all something. I have grieved these last 3 years about a lot of shit right in front of y'all eyes. Right in front of y'all eyes. I was grieving about some medical shit before that. But some personal shit, relationship shit, a lot of shit I grieved in front of y'all eyes over. Right? And you're right, Pat. Right? First, I had to acknowledge it was grief because first I was just angry. Right? And then I acknowledged that what I was feeling was grief. And I said, you know what? I'm going to let me feel this. I'm going to feel this. I'm going to accept it. Right? And then I'm going to get through it. I'm not going to go around it. Right? I'm not going to, fold it over, bottle it up. Right? I went through it right in front of y'all face. And you're right, Pat. I don't feel the same weight of the grief from the beginning to this point now. Now I'm like, Shirley said the type of work that may hurt like hell, but in the end it heals you and makes you a happier person. Yeah. That part. That part. What work is involved in unlearning, bottling up your feelings, and letting go of stuff? Cheryl Lee said the type of work that may hurt like hell. Yeah. But in the end, you'll be a happier person. Hillbilly said bottling up what needs said is the same as lying. Okay, this is deep now. Bottling up what needs to be said is the same as lying. So that's like lying by omission, right? If you lie, you are giving wrong info. How can someone make a right decision with wrong info? They cannot. That's why bottling up your feelings sometimes is the demise of your relationship, because the person bottling up their feelings, right? And so the other person doesn't know what this person is holding on to. So the other person is still navigating in their normal space, behaving in their normal thing. And this person that's bottling up their feelings is getting more irritated over time, right? But the other person doesn't have the info to work with because this person is bottling up and not sharing with this person what they're feeling. How could this person make a decision with the wrong info? Because this person is lying through omission. Bottling up your feelings. I'm going to tell you, one of the reasons when I sat and I thought about why I bottle up my feelings, one was I hate to lose people, but y'all know that already, right? But, at one point in my life, I didn't think my feelings mattered. Right? And that feeling is not a feeling that came from a certain person. It just came from, I think, my life experiences, right? And the things that I went through. And sometimes I felt like I didn't have a voice. Like I was speaking, but people weren't hearing me. And I was surviving, but people weren't seeing me. Right. So that feeling of my voice and my feelings don't matter is something that grew within me throughout my years. And then operating out of survival mode, right? All I cared about was having a healthy child, right? Making sure he had everything he needed, right? Making sure that he didn't live through the experiences that I lived through. That again, right? I wasn't focusing on myself and my feelings. My feelings didn't matter. It was about everything else and everybody else and everything around me, right? And so I realized again that showed up in my relationships because I would bottle up my feelings and be like, it's not going to matter if I express them because they're not going to care. I'm not there anymore, right? I'm still a work in progress, but I'm not her anymore. Hillbillies, oh, I read that, yeah. So I'm just saying, it takes growth and progression. Protagonist said, I never bottled up my feelings since I was a kid, but it is also why I am a loner. But I will say people definitely be late to what I've been doing, and maybe one day I'll be accepted as normal. Why do you think you're not accepted as normal? And who do you need to accept you as normal? And what is normal? What's normal? I don't even know what that is. What is defined as normal? Right? Here we go again. Your reality is not my reality. Your perspective is not my perspective. What is defined as normal? Because, baby, I'm just going to be me. I don't know if that's normal to some people, abnormal to other people, but what the fuck is normal? I mean, I'm just going to be me, and I'm going to let people put their own definition, right? The whatever definition they put on me ain't got nothing to do with me. Thank you, hillbilly. Fuck a normal. And you're not abnormal, Uhu, right? Define normal. Who defines normal? Who defines these things? Normal. Like what is normal? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just going to be me and let people figure out how they want to define me. And then that'll be on them. Has nothing to do with me. And so I don't look for other people to accept me, right? And protagonists, just work on accepting yourself, right? The right people will come into your life and love you for whatever it is you're presenting. And that's it. And that's all, right? Normal to me is anything and everything, whatever you define it to be for yourself. I'm a Quanda Marie Evans to the day I die, and period. Exactly. Right? That's all you can be, is yourself. Why do we look to be accepted by a bunch of people that we don't even fucking know? And even if we know them, so what? I don't know. But that's just me. And I'm going to tell you again, I don't know. I don't know what normal is. I'm with you, hillbilly. I'm just the fuck saying. And that part, Pat. And that part, right? That part. I am uniquely me. That's it. And that's all. That's what Pat said. I agree with that. Okay. Uhu, you and protagonist are saying the same thing. Uhu says she's a loner. Okay. I've never been a loner, but the one thing I appreciate in this last year is spending a lot of time with myself, right? I didn't realize until this year that I had a hard time spending time with myself because I've always been in the company of somebody, right? But in this last year, I learned to spend time by myself. And guess what, y'all? I love it. I absolutely love it. Now my next step is working on taking myself out to eat and shit like that. Right? Just doing shit by yourself, loving up on yourself. Right? I'm telling you, this growing up shit, it's a lot of work, y'all. It's a lot of work. Hey, the general. Okay, the general is saying he has loner tendencies too. Valerie says, yes, I'm a loner. I do everything by myself. I love being with me. Valerie, I'm still growing up. I'm going to be like you when I grow up. Hillbilly said, I only fit into my category. I've never fit into someone else's. Go figure. I'm just the fuck saying. Right? Okay. Angel said, I don't feel normal, whatever that is, but I love being my quirky self. Exactly. This is, I know, people be like, I know what the fuck is wrong with her. Me. They like, me. This is me. Right? And I am who I am at all times. That's why I say people be like, I love her vibe. And then when they get with me, these men be like, can you calm down? I be like, what? No, I'm not going to calm down because this is who I am. The fuck is wrong with y'all? Now, I used to be the person when my man told me to calm down, I'd be like, okay. But then that motherfucker went out there and cheated. And I was like, you tell me to calm down and be all churchy, but you slinging dick out on the outside like I'm confused. That taught me a lesson. No, now I'm just going to be me. I'm not calming down. Okay. I love me. I am normal to me. The fuck. Okay. Hey, Miss L. Taylor. Okay, another loner, an only child. All right. Angel said, I value my alone time, but I also love company. That's where I'm at, Angel. I have learned to value my alone time. Like, I be waiting for the end of the day to come to be like, okay, I'm a chill on the couch and I'm gonna watch my show. You know, I'll video with my mama, shit like that, or I'll just chill. I like that, right? Touring the AFC, aka, all right, the general, being somewhat of a loner means I can flow in any room or group. That's true. That's true. Angel said, I'm the same way, touring. I get along with everybody. That's how I am. But you know the one thing that I always find, and this is a common thing. Wait, y'all. This is a common thing. Okay. I love being around people, right? But when I get around people, right? Like say I come into a new crowd, a new circle of people or whatever, right? I'm so chill and I'm so laid back, right? I love everybody until they start fucking with me, right? I'm peace and grease, okay? Until they start fucking with me, all right? But every time, I'm not gonna say every time, but I'm gonna say about 85% of the time when I'm introduced to a new group of people, there's always some people in that group that don't fucking like me, but don't know me, and I'm like, why they don't like me? Like, what the fuck did I do to them? Like, I didn't say shit to them other than, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you, or whatever, in my presence. But then I had to learn, right, that they don't even know you not to like you, right? But it's something about your energy that irritates their soul, or something about their energy that, you know, maybe they envy, they wish they had, or whatever the case might be. But I swear, 85% of the time when I'm in a group of people and I meet a group of people, I love up on everybody. But there's always like one or two people that I don't like her. But then after weeks and months and series of events pass by and they get to know me, then they be like, I like her. So what is it about me? Sometimes I be like, what is it about me that they see initially that they don't like? And then when they get to know me, they be like, oh, she cool as shit. I don't stink, y'all. The fuck? Okay. Oh, so I have some wonderful news. My daughter will be part of the honor society at her school. I'm so proud. Yes, Uhu's daughter. Yes. Give it up for Uhu's daughter that's going to be a part of the honor society. That is excellent news. I love that. Chef you said, I love my own company. I'm drained after 2 hours of socializing. I'm dead. Hey, J. Joe, I'm dead. Okay. I don't have a lot of people that I don't like the vibe, that don't like the vibes I give. Pat said, what's a loner? I live alone, spend a lot of time alone, but I am not a loner. I also like being around people. Right, Pat? Me too. I'm not a loner. Right? I'm learning to love spending time with myself, right? And I'm learning to try to do more things by myself, but I am definitely not a loner, right? I'm with you on that path. So somebody want to answer the question, what is a loner? Right? What is a loner? Who can define what a loner is? I would love to hear that. ASC said, people tend to open up to me very quickly. Val said, right, that part. They don't even know you and not like you. Valerie, it happens to me all the time. And I'll be like, what? Like, I find out I'm not invited to things or whatever. And I'll be like, what? Like, what I do to that person? Like, what? Why the fuck they don't like me? I'm just chill. Right? And Valerie, you know, when I met you, you can attest to this. I hope. I'm the same person based on what you see here, the same person when we used to hang out in Buffalo or whatever. The fuck? Right? I'm chill. Hillbilly said, nice job with the honors. Valerie is also asking, what is a loner? So two people on here is asking, what is a loner? Define alone what a loner is, because just because you like to spend time alone and you do shit alone does not necessarily mean you are a loner. What's a loner? Georgie said, you are beautiful and confident. That throws people off at times. Like it takes their confidence and makes them feel like you're better than them. But they will say you act like you're better than them. Damn, Georgie. They get all of that by looking at me. I mean, I guess that's a compliment. You know, and once they get to know me, they realize that I don't give a fuck. I'm not trying to be better than the next person. I'm just being me. And I think once they realize that it's just who I am, they be like, oh, whatever. She's not one no shit. Johnny said, thank you for that, Georgie. Johnny said, it is so freeing when you get to the point in your life when you are not trying to impress or please people. When you get to that place where you don't care, you can truly be your authentic self, baby. And baby. And baby. Freeing. I'm learning. I'm busting through the bars. Protagonist said, a loner is someone who does what the fuck they want without worrying about what others say. Bottom line. Okay, there goes one definition of a loner. Okay, Ooh says sometimes you just don't want to be bothered. I know that's right, but that don't make you a loner, right? Hillbilly said loners are highly sought after. Everybody wants to talk to hermits. They're mysterious, maybe. Right? Pat said, Robin, you carry yourself like a queen. You command a room. Some people have a problem with that. Keep on being you. Oh, Pat, thank you for that. They see all that. And I just be chilling. I appreciate that, Pat. Yes, you know I'm going to continue to be me because that's all I could fucking be. Okay? Valerie said, I live by myself. I'm an only child. Enjoy my own company and do daily activities by myself. But I love people. I'm a people person. So you're not a loner, right? You just do a lot of things alone. You know how to spend alone time, but you're not a loner. I would think loners don't necessarily like to be around people, right? They prefer, their preference is purely to be alone, right? And being around people is a task for them. That's what I would do. I would think a loner is. That's just my little asshole injection opinion that I'm throwing in. Okay. Theo said, I am introverted extrovert. I value my time alone, but I am able to socialize and enjoy socializing when I choose to do so. I love that. Okay. Mishibu, you want to be like me? You want to be like me when you grow up? You know my life. You sure? Shit. It be like, volcanic eruptions over here, but we get through. Thank you. Valerie said, Johnny, I'm deaf at that stage. Oh my God. Wait, Hillbilly said, I hate people. I love persons. Okay. Valerie said, do loners not like people? I don't know. That's a great question. In my opinion, I don't know if they don't like people. Maybe some people have social anxieties, right? Okay, social anxieties might prevent, like, I feel like my granddaughter has social anxieties. She's gonna kill me for saying this, right? So that makes her come across as a loner, but I don't particularly think that she's a loner by heart, right? But I do think social anxiety can push you into being a loner. Have a great day, Mishibu. So I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question, right? I don't think it has necessarily to do with them not liking people. I think it's more to do with them themselves. I know, and I'm getting ready to go AFC because I got meetings. I wish you could come on live too, but tomorrow is what, y'all? Freestyle Friday, and we're still going to be on the topic of bottling up your feelings. And so AFC, if you got time, you could jump on live tomorrow and come on and give us your perspective on that. Hillbilly said, with people, you will find yourself in an echo chamber. With persons, you will get deep into conversations. Hillbilly. Wow. 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 I know, Theo. I know they trying to do it to me too. But I want to start having deeper conversations. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna inject once a week or maybe once every 2 weeks an evening show, 8 o'clock at night. Just jump on and have a chat with some of these topics. Bottling up your feelings might be one of those, but the only way I'm going to commit to doing that is if I know for sure I'm going to have guests that's going to come on and talk about that. I'm going to also see if I can convince my son to come on the show, right? Because, the other day I talked to him and he said something to me and it made me cringe on the inside, right? Not because he said something bad, but it was an experience that he went through growing up. And I realized that my son has gone through a lot of things growing up, and me being a single parent, focusing on keeping a roof over our head and keeping food on our table, that I wasn't home a lot and I didn't see and notice a lot of the emotional things he was going through growing up, right? Which could have taken him down the roads that he had gone down, right? And so I wanna see if he will commit to jumping on and doing a mother-son conversation and talking through some of those hard conversations, right? Because, and part of my healing journey is not just about healing me, but I want this healing shit to go down the line. I want him to feel it too. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm going to see if I can convince him to have a mother-son conversation, because our life wasn't easy. Right. And I want to be as transparent with you guys as possible, because you know what? I know I'm not by myself in these journeys. And there's people out there that might feel like they're by themselves. So I'm going to see if he's going to want to share that. All right. Let me go up. Whose birthday is it? Oh, shoot. Angel's birthday is Sunday. Yes, here these fucking Aries. Okay. All right, Angel. We're going to celebrate you tomorrow. Okay. Johnny said, I would like to be a loner, but people gravitate to me. When your light shines bright, people can't help but to gravitate to you. But to others, your light is too bright and overpowering, and they take offense to it because they feel like it takes away from their shine. Wow. Wow. Thanks for that, Johnny. That's why I said I have loner tendencies, Johnny. Wow. Okay, that's deep, y'all. Well, anyway, y'all, I'm out. A couple of announcements. We have the summer soiree Cancun trip still in motion. We are going August 10th through the 15th, y'all. Get y'all shit together. Get y'all payments up. I'm going to go book my flight by May. My shit is going to be done. I know Interior, or whatever, y'all, Angel and whatever, got y'all shits paid up and shit. All right. Now I need to start getting my act together to start working on the itinerary items I need for the Cancun soiree. And also I need to start working on the spring fling in New York, right? So I need to make time for the spring fling in New York. All right. Oh shoot, Angel said Jerry has something planned Friday through Sunday. Told me to pack a bag. Sunday brunch with my rich auntie friends, and then a comedy show afterwards. I love it, Angel. Have a great time. I love it. You deserve every bit of it. All right, y'all. But with that, I'm gonna tell y'all, as I continue to always say, continue to love up on each other. Hey, Rufino Bomdia. Continue to love up on each other. And as I say, tomorrow is Freestyle Friday. Come on. Let's chat. We're still talking about bottling up your feelings. Let's talk about it. People jump on. Let's have a conversation. But again, I'm thinking about injecting an evening show once every 2 weeks where we can take these conversations to a deeper level. We don't have to worry about morning meetings. We don't have to worry about rushing off to work. We can just sit and chill and have this topic of conversation. In the meantime, I'm going to tell you this. You can still go no matter what.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
Go. And you can. This is Coffee with Friends, and I am Raw to Devo. Peace, y'all. Have a good Thursday. Get this message on your way out. Hey.
Hustle hard, hustle every single day.
What?
I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave.
What?
To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, on the highway, and in the driveway. It's a nice range, cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain
Anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the
key ingredient, is belief. They see
with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. What?
Even when you feel low, you can still go.
And you can.
Even when you feel slow, you can still go.
And you can.
Even when there's no hope, you can still go.
Yes.
I never answer to no, man, I still go.
Peace, y'all. I'm out.
Go,
Hey.
go, 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 go.